great songs in one place. Kiss 92.
Wake up in the morning.
It's the way Singapore wakes up.
Wake up.
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show. We are live on YouTube and Facebook and on the audio app as well. If you haven't downloaded the audio app, please do so right now. That's AWEDIO. It's a Tuesday morning, and so in just a while we'll be joined by our psychologist, our resident psychologist from the therapy room. She is award-winning, by the way, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Okay, we still can't get her audio.
I had a feeling.
If Dr. Jerry does come on today, she's going to be talking about Tourette's, and she does have a guest with her whom I've actually worked with.
Yeah.
It's Samuel, and he goes under the handle Tourette's Shoots on Instagram.
Wow.
And he's a photographer and videographer.
Yeah.
So I've actually worked with him. I've never actually had close encounters with anyone living with Tourette's,
Yeah.
and I mean, what can I say? I don't know what I was expecting,
Yeah.
but
There's
it
different
didn't.
ranges.
It didn't change any perception for me at all.
You know, from what I've heard, I too don't. I don't know anyone who's suffering from really bad Tourette's, but apparently, when a person who has Tourette's focuses, they don't. What do you call it? Get an attack?
I don't know what it's called.
They don't
Yeah.
show symptoms because they are so focused in the moment
Yeah.
that it doesn't. They don't
Act
express
up
that. It
almost.
doesn't
Yeah.
act up.
The minute they just take a break, and that's when it kind
hack
of
up.
start tripping
yeah,
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I've
One of our
yeah.
top MMA fighters, Amir Khan, who used to fight in one championship.
Right.
He has Tourette's.
Really?
And MMA kind of, he felt he could control his Tourette's
Oh,
because
wow.
Right.
of MMA.
And who's
And
that
very
singer as
famously,
well?
Louis
Louis
Capaldi.
Capaldi.
Recently, yeah.
He recently almost half his concert disappeared.
Oh, his Tourette's.
But you know
he's
what?
got
It
Tourette's.
was-
That's why he has the
But
tics.
he was diagnosed a while ago, but
Yeah.
the most touching scene that I've, as a singer as well,
Mic
is
test,
watching him
mic
get
test.
attacked
Can
and
you
then
shut
not being
me?
able to finish a song, and the
I'm
entire
talking
stadium
now.
finishes
Finishes
it
it for
for
him.
a song for him.
And
Yeah.
that, how beautiful is that moment?
Right.
Yeah,
Turn
yeah.
something that
Melanie.
probably felt like a very
I don't know
traumatic
why
experience
whenever
for
I
him
move-
into a beautiful moment.
And he's so open about it. He treats it so interesting. I watched an interview with him, and he was asked, "Why did you come out and talk about this?" And his reply was, "Because I don't want people to think I'm on drugs or something."
And I mean,
You should watch his Netflix special.
that's the
Yeah,
one, right?
yeah,
How am I?
yeah.
How is it? How am I feeling or
How am I
something?
feeling
now?
Yeah. How am I
Yeah.
feeling
Which
now?
is the
That's
title of the song.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And it's great awareness, especially with his level of audience that he has.
Yeah,
It's good
the
to get
reach
it
that he
out
has.
there.
Yeah, of course.
And Billie Eilish, of course, she's
she
like
lives
the
with
most
Tourette's as well?
famous. Well, yeah,
I did not know
And
that.
she was very open about it because people would think she was weird, and she just leaned into it. She's like, "Yes,
Yeah.
I'm weird, and I can't stop myself." But she's someone that when she performs, she's hyper focused.
Okay.
And I don't think it's ever hit her as she's
Yeah.
performed
On
before.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had an
so
ex-girlfriend who shot at me all the time. I thought she had Tourette's.
Oh my goodness!
That was just
Glenn.
you making her shout, Glenn.
Up next, Aqua. This is Barbie Girl on Kiss 92.
Okay, we're going to see if we can get Dr. Jerry back.
Yeah.
But if we can't, we'll entertain ourselves as usual.
We
I guess.
absolutely could do
We
that.
always do.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tourette's.
I don't know
It's
anyone
like some people.
personally.
Some people have tics. Some people have.
For some of them, it's vocal.
But for
Yeah, that's
someone-
right. So outbursts.
Outbursts.
Outbursts,
They have
yeah.
outbursts.
But someone that just has tics, is that also Tourette's, or is
It
it,
is.
just a different scale?
So
on
I
it?
think
I
Dr.
think
Jerry was going to
yeah.
talk about it. It's called tic disorders.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, and part of Tourette's is the tic disorder.
Yeah.
So,
So I feel sorry for people who go through the outbursts.
I
though.
don't think we're
Because
gonna feel sorry for them though.
No, because some people. No, I feel sorry for them because people don't know how to react.
So you feel sorry for the
Right.
people who don't know how to react. You know what I mean? Because I think people
No, it's
with
how they react to them. This person has a condition that they can't control.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and you see this weird reaction, And so I feel sorry for that person because it makes the person feel even more uncomfortable.
I feel sorry for you because you're feeling sorry for that person.
No, but I think
No,
I
I
mean
do.
I
Because you're
could be
feeling
wrong.
sad.
I could be wrong, but I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak on behalf of anyone. But I think people living with any sort of disorder, I feel should feel sorry for the people who don't understand it. You know what I mean? And that's why we get the awareness out
No,
there. Right?
I understand that, but until we get people who recognize what this is, I see so many people, you know, they're treated so strange. It's almost like you're an alien because you have an outburst. You know,
Is it genetic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No
I
idea.
really
The
don't
expert
know.
is not here, so
It's a neurological thing.
it's a
as well.
neurological thing. Yeah, it's a
Right.
disorder. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, it's not
It
easy.
must
You know who I
quite
feel sorry for?
annoying.
Dr. Geraldine Tan. I feel
I
sorry for
know.
She
her.
wants to share everything that
Because
she knows.
every
right?
single week there's an
probably-
audio issue.
She's probably listening to us and being like, I wish I could tell them.
Yeah. Dr. Jerry, come on.
Come on,
Is
Dr.
she
Jerry.
calling in,
We'll
or-
just have you jump on your
Yes,
phone and use
I'm
your
here.
video from there. That
Yes,
might
that
that might
might
work
work.
better.
Yes,
If
yeah.
you can hear us, you can use your mobile phone. Click on the link,
There
and
she
there
is.
she is.
But
Now
And
we
no,
try.
we still
No.
can't hear you.
Still can't
There
hear
you
you.
go.
Are you using your phone?
I am.
She
Yeah.
is.
It is, but no.
we can't hear you, Jerry.
Yeah, it's so weird that the audio isn't working.
I like how
Yeah.
Glenn's just sitting back and going, you know what?
You know what?
It
Are
ain't
we using
happening.
an audio interface? Are we using a digital
am
interface,
using,
Shalini?
It's all through
No,
Vmix.
it's
yeah.
all through VMix.
now.
Yeah.
My phone should
So
be
she's still not
okay.
on. Phone is still not
Do you
working. Okay, yeah.
recognize her?
Anyway, we still need
Yeah.
to continue with our show.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what?
I'm
It's
gonna
kind
try
of
to-
like it's definitely not the same thing. But I have eczema growing up, or
Eczema?
Asthma.
eczema,
Oh,
eczema.
eczema,
Eczema,
or
yeah.
eczema, yeah, like
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
skin
use this
condition. And so I was allergic to everything. I couldn't play on the grass, everything.
Mm.
And people don't understand that I'm constantly like I'm not constantly in pain, but I'm constantly itchy.
Right.
So I'm very good at not itching a scratch.
Not scratching an itch, you mean?
It's scratching, thank you, yeah. And it's like a life skill because when something compels me to do something, I'm very good at like waiting.
So what will you do if you're itching? You really have to itch. Do you use your hands to do something else? Do you keep yourself busy?
I
Yeah.
do keep myself busy, but it's different every time what it is. It might be clenching my fist. It might just like be playing a
this is
game
the
or
third device. You
snacking
cannot
or
believe
something.
it.
Does
but
the itch
then-
go away?
Yeah, eventually.
What's the
And you have
trigger
to-
though? Because it's like,
Oh, there's so because I'm allergic to so many things, so it could be anything.
It could
yeah.
be anything.
so I have something like that as well. So on my left hand, because when I play golf, I wear gloves, right?
Uh-huh.
So I can't
Can you hear
wear
me now?
leather gloves.
I mean, in
If I
Singapore,
wear-
you shouldn't.
Oh yeah.
The
For real.
sweat, yeah.
Yes.
Some people can.
But different
Like
people.
Andre's
yeah.
in the studio right now. We play golf together.
You
he
wear
uses
leather
leather
gloves?
gloves, right? And he
Do
has
you have
no
sweaty
issue.
palms? No, see, that's part
probably
of it.
why.
Yeah.
I don't have sweaty palms either.
Really?
But it's just leather on my skin.
Skin.
I get a little bit of a
So it could be a
reaction.
heat rash. It could.
It could
Because,
be.
but in
Yeah.
Europe, you can
could
wear
be.
leather gloves, no problem, right?
I've never played in Europe.
No, I mean just walking around.
When you if you
If you just
travel
have
if you
leather-
travel
but
in winter.
there's bunny fur in there.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, this is leather on skin.
Yes,
It's
leather on
leather
skin,
on
it's
Okay,
no-
okay.
But if
okay.
I've killed a rabbit and skinned it,
Hey!
and you know the rabbit
Hey.
We
fur
have
is
a
there.
couple of rabbits that we know of.
Don't you
If-
start with the rabbit. No one's touching my
Kidding.
rabbit.
Oh
Kidding.
no, you have a real rabbit?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh wow.
His
Yeah.
name is Little Bit.
Little bit.
I know, it's the
so
cutest
cute.
name.
So I've been telling him, when they eventually go, right? Don't waste it.
And
No, he'll
and you
probably
know what?
stuff it.
You know what they do
Keep
with
it.
the foot as well,
You
right?
can make
No.
like two pairs of gloves.
But we can hang the
No,
foot on your
no,
backpack. It
no.
brings you good
What?
luck. Yeah,
No.
it's a good luck charm.
No.
Have you never heard of the rabbit's
The
foot?
rabbit's foot.
Rabbit's foot,
Yeah,
yeah.
rabbit's
Yes,
foot.
Shalini.
Traffic coming up.
Stand by.
Yes, but also we're gonna get Dr. Jerry on the phone line right now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
Oh, okay,
okay,
great.
For on air. Okay, awesome.
Oh no, nice.
Jerry.
Jerry.
What's up, Jerry?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Even
Yeah.
your phone line
But
is
no,
horrible.
cannot. You're on speakerphone. That's not gonna work.
You're so soft.
Yeah, I think you're close.
Oh, there you go.
Hold it up to my mouth.
Better.
I think that
Okay.
Yes,
Much
use it as a
better.
microphone.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
too.
Everyone's
Just
gonna see on the picture TV.
It's fine.
with me holding up my phone to my mouth.
It's okay though.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Three devices and three has no audio. I have no idea why.
Okay, stand by. We're going on air.
No need to
Stand
be
by.
too close to your mouth, okay?
No,
Just
no,
like
no,
a,
no.
yeah.
This
You're
is good.
close?
Yeah,
Okay.
please. Closer the better. In your mouth, better still.
Hey.
Okay, stand by. Stand by.
Alrighty, let's take a look at that traffic situation. Usual delays across the expressways. AYE towards Tuas, a vehicle broken down at Jurong Town Hall exit. That'll slow you down. BKE towards Woodlands, an accident after Mandai Road entrance. Avoid lane 3. BKE towards the PIE, a vehicle broken down before the KJE exit. Avoid lane 5. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on our audio app as well. It's Glenn, Angel, Daphne Koo, and the Flying Dutchman. And our guest for today is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Something's not working, so she's going to be talking to us through her phone right now. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. At least you can hear me, which is wonderful.
Hey, Jerry, today we're talking about tic disorders. Could you explain that a bit?
Yeah, we have spoken about it before. Tourette is part of the tic disorder. There are motor tics, there are vocal tics. Sometimes they cannot, and most of the time they cannot control their movement or what comes out of their mouth. But I had already spoken about Tourette earlier in the year, so I thought I wanted to bring on someone, a friend that I've seen for many, many years already. How many years? 3 years? Is it 3 years? Okay, so 3 years. I'm going to shift so this is Samuel, and Samuel has very kindly said that he's going to come on today. Very brave boy. So proud of you. I'm very so proud of you. Yes. So for those that are watching, sometimes Samuel will have vocal tics or motor tics. So don't be alarmed if you hear anything. He's going to be all natural. So
you saying all that, is that stressing him out? Is that going to make him have his vocal tics because you're saying vocal tics, vocal tics, vocal tics?
It is an experience for sure. I don't think I've done anything like this before.
It's in the radio show, is it?
Yeah, so I have no idea. I mean, like uncharted territory.
We were talking about this just now, how if you are totally focused in the moment, you don't get the tics. Is that true?
I think it's still there. It's just not as much. Yeah, I think that tends to happen when I'm doing photography. Yeah, when I'm very focused and concentrated, the tics don't act up as much.
Speaking of which, I mean, Samuel is a very good photographer and videographer whom I've worked with before. If you wanna follow him on Instagram, it's Tourette's Shoots. So, Dr. Jerry, can you tell us what exactly Tourette's is?
Tourette is a neurological disorder, so a lot of times people go to the neurologist first. But it is not just neurological, it is also psychological. There's also a lot of frustration, there is social anxiety, there is social, I think that the whole social aspect of it becomes very, very difficult. I think that's something that we worked with Samuel on, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of stigma, people that don't know. He's been scolded before publicly.
For what?
Sorry?
For what? Why did they scold you?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think they just didn't understand what Tourette's was. I think back then it was quite different. I believe now the awareness is there. Yeah, but back then people just really didn't know what Tourette's was.
Yeah, but give us an example. Give us an example. Like why did they get impatient with you? What did you say or?
Yeah, so they thought I was messing around. They thought I was just being a clown. Yeah, so they thought some people thought it was disrespectful. Yeah, so they told me off lah. They said, hey, you can't be this selfish. You shouldn't be doing this in public. Yeah, so that was back then. Right.
So were these like peers or older people?
I think mostly came from older people. Yeah, but I did have some encounters with peers also lah. I think those were more like they would stare and they wouldn't really understand. They wouldn't come up to me as much, but I think they would they would just stare, and then they would ask their friends like, "Hey, what's wrong with this guy?" Kind of. Yeah.
Okay. We're speaking to Samuel, who's with Geraldine Tan this morning, right here on The Big Show TV. Let's continue to talk to them on The Big Show TV, okay? It is 8:15.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to Putian's dish.
Samuel, how long have you had Tourette's?
So officially, I was diagnosed when I was 6.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so it's been a while. Yeah.
How did you deal with this through school?
So, I think when I was growing up, I think I was quite fortunate. My parents sheltered me, and they helped to explain to the schools that I went to about my condition. Yeah, so in primary and secondary school, I don't think my tics were that bad. They were considered quite mild. So I more or less could get away with, having like 1 or 2 tics. Given that my teachers already knew. Yeah, the difficulty only came around 16 when it suddenly got a lot worse, and then that's where I started encountering all the stigma, the bullying, and all the weird looks.
Right,
Wow.
which made things worse, I'm sure, right? It was.
Yeah,
It must
definitely.
have been a very difficult period in your life.
It was.
Wow. Dr. Jerry, Samuel was saying, it wasn't so bad when he was in primary school at 6 years old and all that, and then it got worse at 16. Is that typically what happens? It starts off very, very mild and then gets worse as you get older. So will this get worse for Samuel?
So it's not the same for everybody. Yeah, so some people it dissipates over time, or they learn how to manage it. So those are milder. So some tic disorders are milder. Tourette's is a little bit more different. So it accompanies them for life. So you see adults having it also. Now this increases with stress. So it's probably Samuel is a very intelligent boy. I must share that he aced everything.
Oh, nicely done.
Well done.
Right? Yeah,
Good
so
job.
He just graduated. So primary school might have been quite easy for him, and then during secondary school, everything ramped up. The number of subjects. The classes got more difficult. So increasingly your academics, your stress level, your responsibilities increase. With excitement and stress, the disorder also is exacerbated. So when Samuel is a bit more excited, oh my goodness, when he's angry, the tics is quite voluminous. Yeah, but now he's calm. He's in the zone. He's very, so I actually, you're catching him on a really good day. So you don't see much of it. You see some of it in the shoulders and some movement, but today he's really good. Yeah.
So I'm sure, Samuel, you can relate, because early on I told Angel, I told Daphne, I told FD that, one of Singapore's top MMA competitors, Amir Khan, has Tourette's. Have you heard of Amir?
Yeah, I have.
You have, and I spoke to him once, and he did say that MMA enables him to control his Tourette's. So you relate to that?
Yeah, I do. I think when I'm very focused, when I'm doing photography, it's like stepping into a different realm for me. Yeah, I think the feeling is really different, and my mind is just purely focused on creating. I'm just focused on being a photographer. I'm focused on being an artist. So, I think the worries and the anxiety, the stress, it all just kind of seeps away, and I think that's what drew me to photography so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, wait, let me start with Samuel first. Samuel, you're 23 years old.
Yes, I am.
Have you done national service?
I'm actually exempted from national service.
That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to ask.
Okay.
Whether or not you would be exempted from national service with this condition.
I did want to ask Samuel, because earlier we were talking before we came on the Big Show TV, and FD was saying how he feels sorry for people that live with certain disorders because other people react very.
I feel sorry for how they're treated.
How they're treated.
Yeah.
How would you like to be seen, or treated, or even approached? Like, what is the kind of? I don't know if I'm able to even put it in words. Explain to us.
Maybe like, what is a preferential reaction? Would you rather people not do anything, or would you
Or
want people to
ask?
help? Or
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I'm okay with people asking me about my condition, but I think most importantly, I really appreciate it and value it when my friends see me as just Samuel,
Just
not
you.
somebody, not Samuel with Tourette.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah, I
of
think-
course.
Yeah, I think I've been very blessed to have great friends around me, great parents, and a great support group. So I think they see me for me past my condition, and
Right.
I think they also appreciate what I do, my works, and yeah, when I go out with them, it doesn't feel like I'm like someone different because I have Tourette. I'm different from them, but to me to us it's just we're just a bunch of friends. We are going out. The tics are there, but they don't seem to mind, and they are okay with it.
And they don't react to anything
and
at
I
all,
think
which
that
is
that is the beauty of raising awareness.
Yes.
I feel.
Yes.
Then Samuel and other people who have Tourette's, they don't have to keep on explaining.
No, of course,
themselves.
yeah.
Like at an event, right? If let's say Sam has a tic or something like that, he doesn't have to tell the person, I have Tourette's.
and almost like apologize for it. That
Correct.
this is
Yeah.
gonna
because
happen,
because now that
Yeah.
everyone's aware of it, they know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It's part and
Exactly.
parcel of
And I
of the
think it
condition.
should slowly become more common in our vocabulary.
Yeah.
So that we don't have kids not knowing what's
What
going
it
on.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that awareness
Yeah.
and being open to talk about it, because I would imagine, Samuel, that would you be offended if someone asked you?
So I used to be in
Fair enough.
secondary school. Yeah, I wanted to hide it from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean now growing up, I realized that I really appreciate the care and concern. I think if it's coming from I think if it's coming from a good place and
Yeah.
there's no malicious intent, I'm more than happy to talk about it lah.
Yeah.
And share my experiences. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
I can just imagine if just one person goes like, "Hey, are you okay?" That's fine.
That's
But if
okay,
right?
everybody throughout
yeah.
the day is going like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you
Oh,
okay?" It
yeah,
can get a
that
bit
can get-
irritating,
I
right?
bet,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I
as
think
for
that's the
anyone.
Yeah, so I think that's the beauty of branding myself as Tourette Shoots also.
It
Because,
is.
when you hire me, that's the first thing you see.
Yes.
Right? That's how you go.
Love it.
Awesome.
And it's
Embrace
clear,
it.
it's out there. You don't need to do any explanations at
Yeah.
all. I love it. Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Jerry, we've been talking to Samuel, and you started off by saying this is a neurological problem, but it is also there are also psychological sides. How do you help someone with Tourette's?
So Samuel went to many different professionals. I don't know how many professionals he went to. So we had to take a very different approach with him, because all the traditional approaches, methods didn't work at all. And so Samuel is a very warm young man with a very warm personality. So we had to go the person-centered route, really focusing on him, focusing on his what what can grow him, what can develop him. Yeah, so that's him. But he tried a whole lot of other different therapies, including biofeedback, neurofeedback, TCM. Overseas, local, all around the world, different sort of medication, different sort of diets even. I think that's what he means when his parents are very, very supportive, going around the world literally to search for something that can help him to feel a little bit better, because at the peak of the Tourette, it was very, very tough. He can have the tics throughout the night. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was very exhausting as well as dangerous for him.
Is there any medication that people living with Tourette's take?
They do take some muscle relaxants,
Right.
but with all medication, there is no long-term medication, or
Yeah.
there's your body gets sensitized to it.
Okay, hold on. Stand by. We're going back on air.
Then we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Yeah, we have the usual delays across the expressways this morning. A few areas that you need to look out for. The BKE towards Woodlands, we are having an accident there after the Mandai Road entrance. And on the BKE towards the PIE, a vehicle has broken down after the KJE exit. Please stay within the speed limit and make sure you drive safely today.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you exactly?
Yeah, and let's
Who are you?
Everyone's-
Come on.
give us
I don't-
FD back.
I have,
Come on.
I have all these different people in me.
What is this character
Wait,
called?
I have
are you-
no idea.
Are you Sergeant Schultz? Are you Colonel
Schultz.
Klink?
Sometimes I think I'm Sergeant
Are
Schultz,
you
to be
Adolf
honest.
Hitler?
Adolf Hitler.
No.
Wow.
No.
Heil.
9. 9.
10, 11.
Oh my god.
Okay, stop it. It's Tuesday, and that's why we have Dr. Geraldine Tan, award-winning therapist from the therapy room, with us. And today, she has a special guest. Samuel is with her. Once again, good morning, Jerry, and good morning, Samuel.
Morning.
Okay, so we've been talking about Tourette's and people living with Tourette's. I think one question that Daphne did bring up again before we came on air was, is Tourette's hereditary?
So Tourette is not hereditary. There may be, everything encoded in the DNA, you can pass it down, but you can have parents without any tic disorders, but you can have Tourette. So
Gotcha.
both your parents don't have any tic
Yeah,
disorders.
actually, none of my family members have Tourette.
Okay, all right. Okay, got
Good
it.
to know.
Jerry, just one other thing. We've mentioned this before, but for those new to this and new to the Tourette's, you said it can be dangerous. A lot of people see it as just tics. How is this
It
dangerous?
can be dangerous if he has tics throughout the night. I think that's what Jerry said.
How
Yeah.
does it become dangerous?
So when I use the word dangerous, a lot of people start to fear for themselves. But actually, you will see many of them, they are very warm, loving souls, just like Samuel here. But when I say dangerous, it's because you can see the movement. So today's movement is really, really mild. He can have very big movements. So even when we have all this equipment in front of us here, I had to ask him, is it blocking his way? When he is in, or when they are having a very bad, in a very bad situation, they can bruise themselves, they can hurt by knocking themselves and cut themselves. There are countless times where Samuel has cut himself, broken his glasses. I don't know what else. Yeah, so it becomes dangerous for them, but they are not aggressive at all, and that's something I want to emphasize, because a lot of times when people look at them, they think you are going to hurt me. No, they might hurt themselves, but they'll never want to hurt you.
Right.
Of course.
I tell you what, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. I want to ask Samuel, at which point during, an attack, so to speak, would it be appropriate for us to
intervene
perhaps
almost?
intervene and help him out? All right, we'll talk about that on the Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's Henry Moody with Pick Up the Phone on Kiss 92.
Okay, Dr. Jerry. So, or Samuel, I don't know who is going to answer this question, but if you're going through a really bad episode, for
Yeah.
example, Do we just
What is the
stand
best?
by and leave
Yeah.
the person alone? Do we intervene? Is there anything that we should do?
Yeah, so I think it varies based on individual. So I think it's always good to firstly ask them and check with them what's the best way you can support them if they are having like a tick attack. I mean, for me, I appreciate it. For me, I just appreciate your presence there. Like, if I'm having a tick attack, usually I like to just let it. I like to just let it right pass.
Right.
I don't ask my friends to like hold me down or anything. I think holding me down actually makes
It's
it
worse.
Makes it worse.
So
Yeah.
So sometimes my mom will just get me a glass of water. Yeah. Sometimes my friends will just if let's say I'm in a crowded setting, my friends will just give me like a thumbs up to check if I'm okay. So I think for me, I appreciate it when it's like your subtle signs to show that I'm aware, and if there's anything that you need, I can help you.
Yeah.
You're so blessed to be surrounded by such
Yeah.
great people,
Yes,
from
yes.
Yeah, I
family and
am, I
friends.
am.
You're so
Yeah.
blessed.
And I think we are blessed to have you on the show today, thanks to Jerry, because we're learning something as well. So
Absolutely.
like you mentioned earlier on, when you're having an episode, sometimes your mom will give you a glass of water. What else can we do? Should we meet someone else out there, right? Apart from water, what else can we offer the person to comfort the person a little bit more?
Is there a specific thing like maybe touch or
Yeah.
words of encouragement or things that is it different? Do you think it's different for everyone, or for you, is there something specific that calms you?
So I think again, it's different for everyone. I think it's the same as when somebody is very emotional. I think different people have different ways they would like to be treated, but for me, I think I appreciate it when people just sit down beside me. If I'm very upset, I might tell them some things, and they're just there to listen, and I think as long as I know that you're in my corner to support me, I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
That's why
it's
Jerry is so
presence,
cool.
it's
Like,
presence.
I've been wanting to be on Jerry's couch
Yeah,
for the
no,
longest time.
Samuel's luckier than you. He gets to sit
why.
next to Dr. Jerry.
What's up, Jerry?
See, Jerry, it hasn't
No.
stopped yet.
Jerry doesn't want to see me because conflict of interest.
Many years already, Glenn.
Yeah.
Many years,
Still trying.
I'm just
still
lying
trying.
down on your couch. What?
That's a, yeah,
Just want to lie down on your
She
couch.
doesn't want you there,
Yeah.
Glenn. Take a hint, man. Okay, I think we need to wrap up with Dr.
Yeah, we
Jerry
do.
because we have Nian Tjoe also waiting
Yes.
in the wings.
Yes.
Words
Do you,
for
do you have to
everyone.
wrap it up now or on air? Here? Right here. Okay.
Jerry, words for everyone today?
It's actually Samuel's word. I'm not sure if you remember what you said, but Auntie Jerry wrote it down one time.
Auntie
And
Jerry.
he-
Leave it.
Sorry, okay.
Wow.
You
I
don't look
know.
like auntie, please.
Now
That's
everybody is going to start calling me Auntie Jerry. Stop it.
Call
Zhe Jie
yourself
lah.
Auntie Jerry.
Yeah,
You
don't
can call you Zhe
yourself.
Jie.
Just call yourself Jerry or Dr. Tan.
Anyway, this is what he said, I think a few years ago, and it was 5 years already since I last saw you. But he said, if you feel you are the second choice for others, maybe you are not your first choice. And I thought it was such wise words. Yeah, so that was at a point where he had gotten over a really bad hump, emotional hump, and he mentioned this. So this is for everyone, and your gift to everyone today.
Always be your own first choice.
We forget our words of wisdom
It happens,
sometimes.
right?
You know?
It happens.
Nice. Really nice though, Samuel. Thank
Hey,
you.
Samuel, give us your Instagram handle once again. Let's all follow Samuel.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it?
so my Instagram handle is Tourette Shoots. That's TOURETTE.
Yeah. Okay,
So it's
Tourette.
Tourette shoots.
Tourette
So one
shoots.
S in between, yeah. Tourette shoots.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Samuel. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
I'll drop you a text, Samuel, because I need you again in a couple of weeks.
Sure.
There
Thank
you
for having
go.
me.
And Jerry, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Yes, next week, no more audio issues.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Crossed.
All right. Bye. Bye, Samuel. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, and
awesome.
look who else we have in the studio. We're getting ready
Yes.
for him. The senior transport correspondent at the Straits Times. We've got Nian Tjoe joining us.
We're just going to get you on screen in a
Yes.
second, and you're going to be talking about something. Good morning, Lian Tjoe. Hello. Oh, we need microphone on.
We're going to be talking about old people and roads.
Silver zones. Yeah.
My kind of road.
Is that
Silver
what it
zones,
is?
Is that Is that FD's
Gray
road?
zones
Is it?
better,
Is it
right?
silver zone?
No, silver zone more atas sounding.
Now I can walk down these roads and go, my road, not even my father's road. My road.
I am the road. Yeah.
Oh my! Is that what it is for senior citizens?
Yeah. Silver
Yeah.
zones, like school zones.
Like
But
school zones.
silver zones.
Okay.
That's
I
right,
like
silver
it.
zone.
Everybody gets their own road.
Yeah, it's
Glenn
nice.
doesn't like it.
I prefer grey zones.
Gray.
Oh no, but grey cannot.
Yeah,
That's
no,
signal.
it's a bit ambiguous.
Silver
Yeah.
is fine.
Silver is a
Yeah.
nicer color.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so tell us
Sparkly.
what's new with silver zones. Are there more of them?
Wait, do you want Nian Tjoe to go in a square?
No,
need, huh?
there's a separate one.
Yeah, we'll put up a separate one.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can start talking about
Right. So this is something that's been ongoing for a while. The whole idea, I think, the premise is that we have, the people around us are aging, the population, and you're going to make accommodations for them. And in the bigger picture, if you think about it, it's just more measures to kind of reclaim the road away from cars.
Yeah.
I mean, not so long ago, it used to be kind of we got obsessed with the idea of a car light.
Yeah.
Initiative. This is kind of in that direction.
Oh no.
Okay.
Cool.
Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. You just heard One Republic with Sunshine. We're still on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn Angel, Daphne and the Flying Dutchman. And our second guest for this morning is our transport correspondent from The Straits Times, the senior transport correspondent. He doesn't look very senior, but we will be talking about seniors this morning. Nian Tjoe is in the house.
Hello,
Morning, Nian Tjoe.
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. And today we're talking about
Senior people.
Yeah, senior people.
Yeah, specifically
zones.
the 30 silver zones completed to improve road safety for seniors. This was announced by LTA, and they mentioned that they're on track actually to have 50 of these zones by 2025.
That's awesome.
Wow! And I didn't even know what silver zones were or what they existed.
Actually, you've probably seen them, but you just didn't know what they were.
right? How are they marked?
Yeah, and what are silver? Tell us about silver
Yeah,
zones.
tell us.
So there are a couple of measures. Fundamentally, it's just to help the seniors, the silvers, to get around more
The
safely.
silvers. There's not a
Silvers,
Eurasian
the
family,
silvers.
right?
The silver.
The silvers. All you the silvers, you got your own road now.
I saw you looking at FD when you mentioned silver.
Yes, I'm only grey. So basically, it's just these traffic calming measures to help them cross the road more safely.
Like a school zone?
Kind of like school zones.
Okay.
So we're kind of like just looking at trying to take care of people on either ends, right? In terms of like the young ones tend because they're a bit smaller. Old ones, well, both are slow.
Yeah.
Slower.
And-
Yeah,
Right,
slow.
right.
And by that, I think I need to qualify that it's slower than the traffic. So
Yeah.
one of the thinking behind implementing these measures is to slow down cars.
Yeah, it's just something like, 40 kilometers an hour in those
And
zones?
they're also
Yeah.
studying ways to even bring it
Even
even
lower.
Lower, yeah, because 40 is still
Fast.
fast for a slow moving person
Yeah.
as well.
Right.
I
Or
mean-
someone that can't see as well as they.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
used to.
a bicycle, you will get
Yeah.
hit at, this must be in the teens,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
In terms
yep.
of speed, kilometers
so-
an hour, and it can really hurt, right?
Yeah.
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 So those, all these measures, at the end of the day, as I was trying to get to is, it's about another extension of this whole car light initiative. We're going to claim back more roads and spaces away from vehicles. And I think more than anything else is that bear in mind that these silver zones are in your housing estates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got
this is where we
you.
live. Yeah, where also you have people more people walking than
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be on expressway, for example.
This
Yeah.
is beautiful, right? I think only in Singapore, I mean, I
Yeah.
feel so good that we have silver zones here in Singapore because we all have aging parents.
Of
My
course.
my
Yeah.
mom is quite old already,
Yeah.
and every time she leaves the house to go across the road to buy food,
worry.
I'm always
worry.
always worrying,
Yeah.
but I'm always reminding her as well. Mom, make sure you take the traffic light.
Yeah.
Don't just
Don't
cross
try
the
to
road.
jaywalk.
And make sure you look out to your left and right.
Because
Make
they
sure.
seem to think that they can move faster than they actually can. these older people.
I think it's more a case of not being able to judge speed of vehicle.
And
Yeah.
of themselves.
And then,
of
yes.
themselves.
And
Yeah.
thinking that they walk faster than they do, like you said, Angel.
And
Yeah.
because they know better.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wisdom.
Let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. You tuned in to Kiss 92.
I just wanted to ask Nian Tjoe. So, obviously, the speed limit has been brought down.
Yes.
What else is done? Like, are there speed bumps? Are there, these obstacles that you have to go through so that you can't drive fast? What happens?
A bit of both. So
Okay.
one of the things that's done is at some places the junctions are actually raised a little
The
bit.
junction is
Yeah.
raised. Oh, so
Yeah,
it's like a big hump. Okay.
But also on the other side is that for the pedestrians, when they start crossing the road, they're also starting from a higher ground. They get better
Right.
vantage points.
Yeah. Right,
Which
okay.
is both sides, right?
Yeah.
Both for the motorist as well as the pedestrian. And one thing that comes to mind is that in the stories also touched on is that in the next 2 years there'll be 20 more.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, how hard can it be?
To have 20 more?
Yeah. How long? Why does it take so long?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
And actually late last night, this is also one of the replies in Parliament, because this week we have Parliament, is that we were talking about the North-South corridor,
Yes.
right? So North-South corridor, quick recap, is basically this long expressway, right, that is going underground.
And it's been delayed, right?
I mean,
Slightly.
yeah, but it's a huge project. It's a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah,
it's
undertaking,
massive.
right? But more than that is what happens underground. It happens underground, but is reclaiming the surfaces above ground, and this is where actually not just silver zones but other strategies and measures they are being put in place, and this is to help the rest of the world that are using. That needs to get around besides cars and vehicles in general. So we're talking about bus lanes, you have paths for cyclists and pedestrians and so on, and just to help us to get around quicker and safer.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that all these silver zones are in HDB estates, and that's where they're going to stay because, with an aging society, and we are aging, something like 1 in 5 of us by X amount of years is going to be above 60 or something.
I'm
right?
counting this
20,
table.
50.
Yeah.
I think it
Something
is.
like that, right? 1 in
Yeah.
5, that's 20%. Shouldn't it be in all HDB estates? I mean, shouldn't it be automatic that the speed limit is brought down, these raised crossings are done, and all that? Shouldn't all those measures be there?
I tend to think that as we move towards, as everybody gets older,
Older,
slower,
yeah.
and what have you, right? The fact that we make a fuss over these silver zones now,
It will
it's-
become normal.
It also helps us get into that mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like whether it's seat belts or something. Putting on a seat belt
yeah,
in the car,
it's something new, yeah.
right? So if
Yeah.
we go tomorrow, 100% everywhere is a silver zone, then
It would
you
be
just-
too much.
yeah, I think that cautiousness or
Yeah.
awareness will kind of dial
And
down
I think
as well.
this is the uniqueness of Singapore, right?
Yeah.
We take things one step at a time.
Yeah, we
Yes.
do.
Slowly.
But that's the only way to implement something
Exactly.
more permanent.
No, but
Just
that's
like-
what I meant. Will it eventually be
I'm sure
in
it
all
will.
the
Yeah.
HDB estates?
most.
That's what I meant.
I would think that because this is basically they are implementing these on brown fields, right? Existing infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I would imagine that in a newer township,
They will
that's coming up,
include
they
that
would
as
be,
well.
yeah.
But they're still testing. This is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
like,
The testing
test
ground.
ground.
Yeah.
But what is very interesting is, for example, Michelle and I have an aunt who lives in Tampines who lives within a silver zone, and I'm always skeptical. Silver zones, the older people are going to take advantage of it. You're going to have problems.
Why?
No, wait, it's just me. It's just me. But I was proven wrong. They don't
But how do they take advantage of it? I don't get it.
cross wherever they want because they know everything is slowed
Slow,
down.
right, okay.
But they don't. Suddenly, this zone is theirs, and they follow all the rules.
Yeah, lah. But even if they do, I mean, because
No,
of the
they shouldn't.
age and it's
They
fine.
But I think they would
shouldn't.
follow the rules.
End of the day, they
You
should.
are like action only.
No.
In 10 years from now, I will see lah whether you take advantage
No,
of these zones or not.
but you need to follow these rules because even when you travel in these silver zones, you can actually feel the whole speed of everything just drops.
But FD follows all the rules, though. You see him? He's going to be one of those
is why-
model
Yeah, I think
citizens.
No,
that
I don't think so.
cross
Because in
where
10
he
years
needs to
from now, you
cross.
won't be able to think properly.
You don't know that.
You see,
don't know
no,
that.
you have to take
Wait,
note. no,
wait,
I-
wait,
the only
wait,
reason
wait,
why I'm saying
wait.
this is because
gonna write it
I always
down.
feel like he's hard
He's
on,
going to
on
throw
the
it at
old
him.
people.
Throw.
Right.
Oh, you can't even hit him and he's
But
in
it's
front
true.
of you.
I feel
Throw
like
again.
sometimes you need to take this into account, right? Like the older you are, not only are you
Try
slower
again.
physically, even mentally.
Yes,
You know what I
are.
mean? So we need to understand that. So if some older people take advantage of these
Measures.
rules
Yeah.
and
So,
measures,
yeah.
so be it. We
No.
need to be understanding.
No.
You see? No.
You can be you can be understanding. You can be more cautious so that if they do it, you don't have an accident. But they have to understand that these things are planned with safety in mind. There are
Yeah.
places to cross. There are places to wait. There are places to pick up taxis and buses. Follow that. That is for your own safety.
You're in your 90s, you think you can remember so many things.
No.
I also think that it is.
I'm just saying, just be a bit more.
You know, if you're older and you
Forgiving.
don't remember to follow the rules, surely there's going to be someone around to be like,
Maybe like we can have
Don't
one of
do
those
that,
buzzer
you know?
collars, you know, and the
Yeah.
older people, like
But
the
some
dogs
people
have
don't,
it.
you see. Some people
I know.
don't.
Oh, and that is the onus is on society, right? To
Yeah.
just like be responsible
Yeah.
for our elders
Yeah.
and for the seniors. Because if I
Correct.
see someone trying to cross the road and there's a car coming, I'm gonna run up to them and say,
Auntie,
Uncle,
uncle,
don't
what are
do
you
that. You know,
doing?"
let's just wait.
Yeah.
No, as far as
So-
old people are concerned, in my books, they can carry on and just do whatever they want to do. I will forgive them.
But you
know
will
what I mean?
help them, lah.
I will help them, of
But
course.
you know, you also see these annoying drivers that speed up when they see
Yeah.
people, or not even stop when they see older people
Yeah.
crossing the road.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what's with that?
But cars can't really stop though.
no, they
right?
can. They can.
They
They
can.
can.
I mean, if it's full on
Yeah,
traffic,
of course, if it's full on, you
then
can't.
no,
but people can slow
traffic
down.
speeds are designed that you start from. Let's start from the expressway. So you're 80, 90.
Yeah.
As you get the off
Inner
ramp,
city.
yeah, you start to slow down. So your
Yeah.
average speed is supposed to come down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair
of course,
enough, fair
80 to 40. It's quite a
Huge
stretch. But if you're
difference,
going
yeah.
from
Does go-
50 to
You know
40,
why I love old people
Yeah.
so much?
Why?
Because these days I play golf with old people. Like in the evening, sometimes I'll go out there and I'll walk.
Glenn, everything is golf
golf.
Yes.
related.
Hey,
right?
I'll walk 9 holes with the
Old people.
Kevin,
silver
Glenford,
generation.
are you listening?
Let me just tell you how old these people are. I'm walking with, playing golf with them. 85 years
Yeah.
old.
Well done that they're still on the course.
87 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
these are the
Are you
fitter
bullying
ones.
them?
Huh?
Now you're
bullying
bullying.
them.
No,
no,
Gamesmanship
no.
perspective.
I just wanted to
The
ask
point
that.
here being there's some, people of that age bracket who are healthier and faster than
Oh, of
others.
course, yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
but when you are 85, 87, generally you are rather slow already.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying now is don't be like FD, very unforgiving. You must
It's
just
'cause we're all
understand,
gonna
be a
be
bit more
old
understanding.
soon, right? That's
Exactly.
why Glenn
Okay,
is-
stand by. We're going.
Glenn is
on.
going to be like that when he gets old.
Okay. Sam Smith and Normani dancing with a stranger right here on Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place. We are the big show. Glenn, Angel, Daphne, and the Flying Dutchman. We have with us our Gen Zers, Ashley and Shalini and Cheyenne. And today our second guest for this morning is the senior transport correspondent from the Straits Times, Nian Tjoe.
Hello, good
So many
morning.
names. We also have Andre Hooden in the studio. We have
Andre-
8 people now.
Andre
that's
Hooden is
right.
supervising this
Nice.
morning. He is going to make sure that we
8
get
people.
extra cameras in the studio and position the
Amazing.
cameras properly.
so that everyone
Yes.
can be seen.
Yeah. Andre is now the big boss.
The big boss. Okay, we're
Yeah.
talking about silver zones, and I just want to point out, okay, because in my mind, when I think silver zone, I think that it's going to be the sign is going to be silver for some reason.
I was thinking of
Or
gorillas.
sparkly.
Oh my
Silverback-
gosh,
The
Gorillas?
silverback gorillas.
Oh
Yes.
wow!
Majestic.
Did
So
not
are
even
there,
make that.
are there special colors that they're using
It's
for
just
the zones?
it's blue.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
blue.
It's blue,
right.
but you will know that it's a silver zone because there are lines on the ground with
right.
the speed limit on it, right?
Yes, yeah. I
So-
mean,
and
there are
these
all
are
these
speed
measures that
bumps.
just draws your attention. But I think that's also see, this is one of those things that I've been learning about is this whole idea of engaging with these stakeholders, right? So it's not just residents there, but the relevant experts that tell you, can you have too many colors on the road, for example?
Right.
Can it be too distracting? Then
Yeah.
you lose
Yeah.
the effect, or
Yeah.
it does the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It annoys people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So they pick just the one color.
Yeah.
It's easier.
I think I probably have driven through a lot of the silver zones and
Yeah.
not realized it, but it's just all the speed lines that make me slow down anyway. So it's these things that subconsciously make you more aware of
Yes.
The strips,
area.
right? That's
Yeah, but I've never looked out for the silver lane or
Yeah.
silver zone signage.
Yeah.
Is it
But
the
I guess-
same speed limit as the school zones?
It really depends on where they
Where it
implement
is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's also it's not just on the motorist side. I mean, yes, they are. I mean, as motorists, you can pose a danger. But it's also, I mean, we touched a little bit about this is the behaviors for whether you're actually senior and silver or not, right? I mean, think about it though. In the old-fashioned way of nudging behaviors. If I put a barrier and I put a gap in the middle, that's where people will start
You're
crossing, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same, but in the same way, think about it, what if you then do a continuous barrier for endlessly?
Yeah.
Then people start climbing, people
Yeah.
start falling over, right?
yeah.
So you need
Yeah.
to give them this sort of you need to understand the behaviors. If there's a really popular store somewhere across the road,
Right.
that's people's gonna
Gonna try to
Take a
cross the
shortcut,
road there.
yeah.
yeah. So what is the logical route? So this
Correct.
comes back to that consultation, of understanding
Oh,
behaviors.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
a
that's
whole lot
where
more
they put the
complicated.
crossing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, this silver zone has been around since 2014, apparently.
I
And
think
so
it's just
we-
it's just accelerating, picking up the pace
that
as well.
that awareness. If
Yeah.
you're driving out today, just see how many silver zone
You
signs
can
you can
spot, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, Daphne's joining us today, but I can tell that, you know, whatever I'm thinking, Daphne's also thinking.
Oh, really?
So like, you know, just now I was talking about like crossing the road and all that. You know, some people are slower than others and all that. She's probably thinking the same thing as I am thinking. You know, the government needs to build travelators across.
Was that what I
across
was
the-
thinking, Glenn?
I think so. Huh?
Yeah.
Things like that.
I mean,
Careful.
Only Glenn.
close enough.
The future.
Yeah, it's
Glenn will
possible.
carry you on any ridiculous trip he's going on. No?
Right. No?
Teleportation.
It's possible.
I think,
It's
really.
possible.
You're on your own, Glenn.
Travelators across the road. You
I'll
know?
move the shop over the other side, on my side.
Yeah, there you go.
Save the crossing.
Glenn, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, I think so. Okay,
I think
headline
Charlotte
news
is
and
about to
sports coming up very
throw
soon.
something at you
yes,
right now.
yes, yes. Okay. Anyway, Nian Tjoe, anything before you go?
I think today I've been thinking about the whole setting up of infrastructures.
Okay.
Right. I think it's an ongoing endeavor, obviously, but I mean today also in our discussion, you see, it's not so much about just putting down something in the hard sense, right? You lay concrete or you put asphalt down. But this whole behavior thing takes a long time
To study.
Yeah, to get to study and also
absolutely.
to get it into the last man in the queue, the last person in the queue to get on board on this initiative. Okay, I'm gonna behave myself. I won't speed or I won't jaywalk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I think these are like the nature of transportation and also
Yeah.
in nature of change.
Yeah.
Right.
Implementing change.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's
And also, let us all be aware when we're in a silver zone, to look out for the senior citizens who
For
are walking
sure.
around.
The
And,
desilvers.
please don't speed. I see a lot of people, going quite fast because they're all in a
Yes.
hurry.
Yeah.
I thank God that FD is not driving anymore because he will be hitting all these people down.
We'll call it the silver zone. The silver
Right.
zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Flat nose, keep your
thank
comments
you.
to yourself.
Thank you, Nian Tjoe, for joining us. We'll see you next week.
That's it.
Up next, headline news and sports.